Hamilton was the focal point of the New Zealand PGA Tour last weekend as the best pro golfers in the land got pumped up for the Brian Perry Classic. Marquee name Sir Bob Charles was the star attraction of the event. He and 3 young pros got a sneak peek at the St Andrews layout.
That was pretty good. Awesome day for it, so just not too windy, and it was a good view, actually pretty good, yeah.
Well, that's the first time I've ever been in a balloon, and it gives us an insight into what they do on a balloon.
Billed as New Zealand's premier Pro-Am event, the Brian Perry Classic has played across 2 courses. It attracted the strongest possible field of local-based Kiwi professionals. Only into its 2nd year, the 54-hole tournament has quickly established itself as the 3rd biggest event on New Zealand's professional calendar. And the $100,000 purse has a lot to do with that.
Obviously, the prize money's a big one, so it's an opportunity if you play well to make some money, which is good. And the tournaments, it's been a great Pro-Am here over the years anyway, and it obviously gives it more prestige, being 3 rounds and the bigger prize money.
We've got 70-odd players here this week, and there's only probably a handful that are not here, and they're playing up in Asia. So yeah, this is a pretty strong field for New Zealand.
The first day at Ngarawahia saw a curious but interested gallery following Sir Bob Charles on his way to an opening round of 79.
Good shot. Beautiful.
Meantime, back in Hamilton, Wellington's Andrew Green carded the best round at St Andrews, a 5-under 67. But the star of the opening round was the rookie professional Nick Gillespie. He went 9 under par at Ngarawahia to lead after 18.
It felt good out there today, pretty comfortable, so that's nice. Hit it pretty well, only missed 1 green, so that always helps, and putted pretty well.
The second round saw tougher scoring for those who swapped to the St Andrews layout. Gillespie still managed a 1 under par 71 to remain in a strong position. Also playing at the Hamilton Golf Club was Auckland pro Richard Lee. Despite the damp conditions, he fired a 6 under 66. The highlight of his round was driving the green here on the par 4 7th hole.
I had it 2 under early on, and then I bogeyed 17 and 18. Was a bit annoyed about, but sort of stormed home the last 6 or 7 holes, so it was really good.
He needed this putt to complete an eagle on 7.
I had it was about a 20-foot eagle putt, and it broke to the left, and I thought it was missing, and somehow it came back to the right and went in the middle, so it was quite a surprise.
Further north at Ngarawahia, Hal Pearce put himself into contention with a 2nd round 67. That would earn a spot in the final trio for the 3rd and final round. Also scoring consistently was Josh Carmichael. He carded a 4 under par to sit in 5th spot heading into the final day.
I didn't think I'd be in the mix after my round today. 4 under's pretty good. I thought I'd be left well behind, and I sort of am. I'm 7 behind Ali, but only 3 behind second, so if I can come out tomorrow and have a good one here, it'll be good.
The 3rd and final day dawned with trying conditions for those seeking glory at the Brian Perry Classic. Richard Lee would increase his 4-shot lead to 5 immediately. He had an opening hole birdie. But the Japanese Tour Pro instantly dropped back to 14 under with a bogey on the very next hole. 4 shots back, Nick Gillespie showing some deft wedge play, learned from his first season on the Australasian Tour, setting up a birdie here on number 5 to close the gap. Gillespie's long game may have been wayward, but his short game was on target. He'd make birdie here on 7 to trail Richard Lee by only 2 shots. But as the weather worsened, so did Gillespie's chances on the very next hole. A bogey at 8, negating his fine work on the previous hole. Down by 3, Gillespie knew he had to push the envelope, but on the 13th, all he managed to push was his drive into the rough. It took 2 shots to reach the green, where he'd make bogey. Richard Lee maintained his 3-shot lead as the heavens truly opened. Conditions near impossible for Gillespie, trying to make up the deficit, and he fell 4 behind here on 16. So Lee only needed to reach the 18th green safely to guarantee the $20,000 winner's check. And he was happy with his tee shot the moment it left the club. He would match Gillespie in carding a closing round 2 under 70. 2 putts more than enough for Richard Lee to take out the Brian Perry Classic by 4 shots from rising star Nick Gillespie.
I didn't drive it that well today, but I got away with a lot of shots, and I made a couple of really good up and downs, and was pretty happy to come away with the win. Nick played really well. He was 4 under at one stage, and I think I missed a couple of birdie putts on 9 and 10, and then on 12 I think it was, I made a really important up and down from the middle of the fairway, so it could have got quite close.
Richard Lee, the 2011 Brian Perry Classic champion.